All right, welcome back everyone to the Duo Dialogues. We've got a really cool one for you today. A bit of a deep dive into a story that I think is going to resonate with a lot of you out there.
Yeah, this is a good one. It's about a guy named Rajiv and the whole concept of like working smart versus, just working hard.
And we're pulling this straight from episode 2 of a series called The Lazy Genius Who Outsmarted Everyone.
Which is a really intriguing title, right? It kind of grabs your attention and makes you think, okay, what's this all about?
Yeah, exactly. So right off the bat, we get this picture of Rajiv. He's the kind of person who seems to do the bare minimum, like you see him on the couch, scrolling on his phone, maybe taking a nap in the middle of the day.
And everyone around him is like, what is going on? They're busting their butts trying to meet deadlines and he's just chilling.
It's almost like he's got this secret, this hidden formula for getting things done.
And that's the thing. He always delivers. I mean, his work is always top-notch, always on time.
Even though he hardly seems to lift a finger. He's acing his exams, becoming this sought-after guy at work, and his projects are always perfect.
Yeah, and what's even more fascinating is that he actually embraces this lazy label.
Like he says, why work hard when you can work smart, It's almost like a challenge to the way we traditionally think about productivity.
It is. It's like he's saying, hey, there's a different way to approach things. You don't always have to grind it out. Sometimes being strategic and efficient is the key.
It's enough to make his colleagues wonder if he's got some sort of mind-reading ability.
Right, because it seems like he just knows the right moves to make, the right shortcuts to take, without putting in all the visible effort.
And you know what? That really gets to the heart of this deep dive. Like, are we so focused on appearances that we're missing out on actual effectiveness?
It's a good question to ask ourselves. What if we're overvaluing busyness and underestimating the power of working smart?
Totally. So let's dig a little deeper into how this plays out for Rajiv in his daily life.
Okay, so he's working as a lead developer at a tech company, right? High pressure, fast-paced environment.
And his favorite thing to do, take naps. Literally just doze off in the middle of the office.
It's like the ultimate power move. Imagine that you're surrounded by people stressing over deadlines and he's just snoozing away.
And you know what? It drives his colleagues crazy. There's this scene where one of his colleagues needs some urgent code fixed, like right now.
Yeah, the pressure's on, the clock is ticking.
And Rajiv, totally nonchalant, just goes, relax, I'll get to it eventually.
What?
And then he yawns, like, seriously.
I can only imagine the look on that colleague's face.
I know, right? But here's the kicker. He always does get to it. He always figures out a solution, and it's always brilliant.
Which just reinforces this whole idea that maybe he's onto something.
Right. Maybe there's more to this laziness than meets the eye. Maybe it's actually a form of genius.
Totally. Now, things really get interesting when the company faces this huge challenge. They're trying to create this revolutionary new app, something that's going to change the game.
Yeah, you can just picture the brainstorming sessions, everyone throwing out ideas. The energy in the room is palpable.
And where's Rajiv? You guessed it, probably off in a corner somewhere taking a nap or something.
Like he's not even fazed by the pressure. And then, Mr. Patel, the boss, turns to him in desperation.
It's like their last hope. Maybe, just maybe, Rajiv has some brilliant insight that they've all missed.
And his idea, it's so simple, it's almost shocking. An app that reminds people to drink water, take a walk, just breathe.
The basic stuff we all know we should be doing, but often forget.
And the team's reaction is priceless. They're like, seriously?
Yeah.
That's it. They're looking at him like he's lost it.
But you know what? It's actually pretty genius. It's tapping into this basic human need, this desire for simplicity and self-care.
And in a world that's constantly bombarding us with information and demands, it's actually kind of refreshing.
Yeah, it's like this quiet rebellion against the overcomplication of everything.
But here's the real clincher, the move that truly makes Rajiv a lazy genius. He doesn't even try to build the app from scratch.
No, he does what any smart, efficient person would do. He pulls out his phone and finds an app that already exists that does almost exactly what they need.
And he just shows it to Mr. Patel and says, see, this already exists. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. Boom, problem solved.
It's brilliant, right? It's all about leveraging what's already out there, working smarter, not harder.
And what's really interesting is that Mr. Patel doesn't dismiss it. He actually sees the potential in this seemingly basic idea.
It takes a certain kind of open-mindedness to recognize that sometimes the most effective solutions are the simplest ones.
Totally. So Rajiv gets the green light to oversee the app's development. And what does he do? He outsources most of the work to freelancers, while he, you guessed it, continues to take his naps.
It's delegation at its finest. He's focusing his energy on the big picture, on the strategic elements.
But he does make one crucial tweak. He realizes that generic reminders aren't going to cut it. They need to be personalized, engaging.
Yeah, and he comes up with this brilliant idea to include funny quotes and motivational memes with the reminders.
Like imagine getting a notification that says, time to take a walk. You know what they say? A walk a day keeps the doctor away, and also the stress monster.
It's brilliant. It adds this element of humor and surprise, making the app way more enjoyable to use.
And it works. The app takes off like wildfire. People love the personalized reminders. They're actually engaging with the content, and it ends up having this huge positive impact on our well-being.
It just goes to show that understanding your audience and adding that personal touch can make all the difference.
And naturally, Rajiv's colleagues are in awe. They're like, how did he do it? He barely did anything, and now we're all millionaires.
It's a complete shift in perspective. They're finally starting to see the genius behind his laziness.
And even Mr. Patel, who was initially skeptical, admits that Rajiv's approach was right all along.
He even gives Rajiv a huge bonus and a promotion, saying, "You've shown us all that sometimes doing less is more."
It's a powerful moment, right? It's like this recognition that traditional ideas of hard work don't always apply.
And in the end, we see Rajiv right back where we started, relaxing with his phone, living that lazy genius life.
It's the perfect ending to this story. It reinforces the idea that success can come from working smarter, not just harder.
And it challenges all of us to rethink our own approaches to work and productivity.
So what do you think? Could you embrace a little bit of lazy genius in your own life?
It's definitely something to consider. Maybe we could all benefit from taking a page out of Rajiv's book.
Well, that's about it for this deep dive into the fascinating world of Rajiv, the lazy genius. Thanks for joining us on the Duo Dialogues.
And be sure to tune in next time for another deep dive into something awesome.
See you then.